How are you?
Hey there, I'm an AI assistant here to help you with whatever you need, like answering questions, giving information, or even setting timers. Let me know how I can help.
Okay. How do I speak
Sure,
like
just
fluently?
learning to speak fluently in a language takes practice and consistency. The best way is to immerse yourself in the language, listening to native speakers, reading, and practicing speaking as much as possible. You can also try language apps, watching movies, or even having conversations with native speakers. The more you use it, the more natural it becomes.
Okay, I have lots of, you know, watching TVs, watching series also, and talk about like AI every
That's
day.
fan-
And
that's fantastic. You're already immersing yourself in the language through media. If you combine that with speaking and practicing regularly, you'll get fluent much faster. Keep it up and you'll definitely see improvement over time.
okay, perplexity. Listen, if I don't
Of course,
know grammars, tense.
that's totally okay. Many people start speaking without perfect grammar and improve over time. The most important thing is to communicate, and grammar can come later. The more you practice, the more
Can you
natural the
can,
grammar.
can you explain the full grammar?
Sure, grammar basically gives structure to a language. It covers rules for how to form sentences, use verbs, nouns, adjectives, and other parts of speech. Tenses help you express time like past, present, or future actions. It can be a lot to explain at once, but focusing on one part at a time can help you build confidence step by step. Let me know if you want to dive into any specific area.
Okay, let's start present simple.
All right. Present simple is used for habits, routines, and facts. For example, I eat breakfast every day, or the sun rises in the east. We often use the base form of the verb, like eat or work. For he, she, or it, you add an S. For example, she works. It's one of the easiest tenses to start with. Want to try a few examples yourself?
I go to school every day.
Perfect example. I go to school every day is a great sentence in the present simple tense. It's a habit or routine, so present simple fits perfectly. Keep practicing sentences like that, and you'll get even more comfortable. Ready
Okay,
for the next?
moving to the next, present perfect.
Sure. Present perfect is used for actions that happened at an unspecified time in the past, or actions that started in the past and continue up to now. We form it with have or has, plus the past particle of the verb. For example, I have eaten or she has gone. It's often used to talk about life experiences or recent actions with present relevance. For example, I have visited Japan, or she has just finished her homework. Want to give it a try with an example?
I have done the work.
Perfect example. I have done the work shows that the work is completed and it has relevance to the present. You're really getting the hang of this. Want to move on to another tense or
Ye-
practice some?
yes,
You're doing
moving to the next.
sure. Let's move to the next tense. How about the present continuous tense next? That's used for actions happening right now or around now. Let me know if you want to dive into that or pick another one.
No, no. It's can you please
Got
give
it.
me some examples?
Of course, the present continuous tense is used for actions happening right now or ongoing actions. You form it by using am, is, or are plus the verb with ing. For example, I am speaking. She is reading a book. They are playing football. These are all actions happening right now or around this moment. Does that help clarify? Let me know if you want more examples.
I am speaking. I am talking.
Yes, exactly. I am speaking and I am talking are both great examples of the present continuous tense. Those sentences show that the action is happening right now. You're doing awesome.
Okay,
Ready to move?
moving to the next, present perfect continuous.
You got it. The present perfect continuous tense describes actions that began in the past and are still continuing, or just recently stopped. We form it by using have or has plus been, a verb with ing. For example, I have been studying for 2 hours. She has been working here since morning. It shows how long something has been happening up to now. Want to give an example yourself?
I am sitting in right. I am sitting riverside since 2 hours.
Perfect example. I have been sitting riverside since 2 hours.
Okay,
That's
I have been sitting riverside since 2 hours.
perfect. I have been sitting riverside since 2 hours shows you've been doing it for a duration, and it's still relevant. You're doing great with these examples. Ready to move to another tense or
Okay,
explore more?
past simple.
Awesome. All right. Past simple is used for actions that happened and finished at a specific time in the past. For regular verbs, you usually add ed to the base form, like walk becomes walked. For example, I visited my friend yesterday. She watched a movie last night. It's simple and focuses on completed actions from the past. Ready to try one out?
I I did I
Go.
did the work.
Perfect example. I did the work clearly shows a completed action in the past. You've got the past simple down. Want to move on to another tense? Or do
Okay,
you have it?
moving to the next.
Let's move on to past continuous then. It's used for actions that were happening at a specific moment in the past. You form it by using was or were with the verb plus ing. For example, I was reading when you called. They were playing football at 5 p.m. It highlights an ongoing action in the past. Does that sound good for the next step?
Oh, can I give examples?
Absolutely. Go ahead and give me a sentence in past continuous about something that was happening at a certain time. I'll help if you need it.
I am reading books yesterday.
That's a perfect example. I was reading books yesterday
I
shows an
was
ongoing action.
okay. Sorry, I was reading book yesterday.
That's perfect now. I was reading a book yesterday shows an ongoing action in the past. You're doing great with these examples. Ready for the next tense? Or do you want more practice on past continuous?
No, no, past perfect.
Got it. The past perfect tense is used for an action that happened before another action in the past. We form it with had plus the past particle of the verb. For example, I had finished my homework before dinner. She had already left when I arrived. It's useful when talking about sequences in the past.
I have
One,
done the work.
that's close. For past perfect, you would say, I had done the work. That shows the work was completed before another past action or time. You're getting the hang of it. Want to try another example with past perfect?
Okay. I had eaten.
That's great. If you want to complete the sentence, you might say something like, I had eaten before you arrived. That shows the eating happened earlier than another past event. You're doing awesome. Want to move on to the next tense or practice a bit more?
No, no. Moving to the next tense.
All right, let's move on to the future simple tense.
No, no. Past
It's
perfect continuous.
got it. The past perfect continuous tense talks about an action that started in the past and continued up until another point in the past. We form it with had, been, plus the verb with ing. For example, I had been working for 3 hours when the power went out. She had been studying before the guests arrived. It shows a continued action leading up to another past event. Want to try an example yourself?
I had been doing the work when she arrived.
Perfect example. I had been doing the work when she arrived shows that the work was happening continuously until she arrived. You've got this tense down. Ready to move on to the next one? Or do you want more practice with past perfect continuous?
Now moving to the next tense, future simple.
All right, future simple is used for actions that will happen later. You form it with will plus the base form of the verb. For example, I will call you tomorrow. They will travel next week. It's very straightforward and used for any action in the future. Want to give me an example sentence with future simple?
I will bath.
That's a great start. You can say something like, I will buy a book tomorrow. That's a perfect example of the future simple tense. Want to move on to the next tense or practice this one a bit more?
Now moving to the next, future perfect.
Sure. Future perfect is used to talk about actions that will be completed by a certain time in the future. We form it with will have plus the past particle of the verb. For example, I will have finished my homework by 8 p.m. They will have left by the time you arrive. It talks about something being completed before a specific point in the future. Want to try an example?
I will have bath next 2 hours.
Great start. You could say something like, I will have bought the book by 5 p.m. That shows the action will be completed before a specific future time. You're doing great with these advanced tenses. Ready for the next one?
Okay.
Let's move on to future continuous then. It's used to describe an action that will be happening at a certain time in the future. We form it with will be plus the verb with ing. For example, I will be working at 3 p.m. She will be traveling this time tomorrow. It emphasizes an ongoing action at a specific moment in the future. Want to try an example with that?
I will be sitting riverside.
That's a perfect example. I will be sitting riverside shows you'll be doing that action at a future time. You've really got a handle on these tenses now. Want to move on to the last one or practice a little more?
Moving to the last one.
All right, future perfect continuous is the last one. It describes an action that will have been continuing for a certain amount of time before a point in the future. We form it with will have been plus the verb with ing. For example, by next year, I will have been working here for 5 years. She will have been studying for 6 hours by noon. It's used to show how long something will have been happening up to a certain future point. Want to try an example to wrap things up?
I will have been doing the same work.
That's a great start. You can complete it like, I will have been doing the same work for 5 years by next month. That perfectly shows the future perfect continuous tense. You've done an awesome job covering all the tenses. Anything else you'd like to ask or practice?
Okay. What's the level? What's my level? Tenses level. Can you explain?
Based on what you've shown, you have a solid understanding of the tenses. You're able to form sentences in present, past, and future tenses, including perfect and continuous forms. I'd say you're at an intermediate level, and with more practice, you'll get even more fluent. Keep up the great work.
Okay. Thank you so much for giving me my big, huge support and suggestion. Thanks a lot.
It's my pleasure to help. My suggestion is to keep practicing regularly. Speaking, writing, and listening will all help. The more you use these tenses in daily conversation, the more natural they'll become. You've got a strong foundation. Just keep building on it. Let me know if there's anything else I can help with.
Thanks. Thank you.